Phil and Eric, two explorers on a quest to find a place in the world where the most beautiful women live. That's this place. Everyone knows the story. I don't need to tell you guys the story. Alright, I will then. Phil and Eric met in a pub in Dublin, and they were both drunk. You know, they both had a skinful that night. Anyway, Eric had a plane. Phil was an explorer. When they spoke to each other, the conversation sort of went like this.
Hey, Phil, I heard you were the one who likes to explore the land.
Oh yes, that's me, all right. Sorry, what your name is?
Eric. My name's Eric. I'm from Dublin. And I don't think you are you?
No, I'm from Buckinghamshire.
Who's that?
It's up in Chiltern, you know, the Chiltern Valley.
Oh, I didn't know that. But what I do know is that I heard that you were a man who liked to explore things, and in particular things, countries.
Yeah, well, now you mention it, yeah.
Why don't we put our resources together and go on another expedition to your liking and mine? I know that you're skint because you spent all your money trying to explore things. They've already been explored by other people. You're not going to make much money doing it that way, my son.
Well, the funny thing is, I got to the pyramids and someone else had put a blasted flag on top of it. Went to Antarctica. Same bloody thing. There's people living on Everest.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to do it the right way, not the wrong way. You're doing it the wrong way. We've got to do it the right way. I tell you what, I've got a plane, and I bet you that we can fly and go and discover the land which is known as having the most beautiful women in the world.
Well, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, you know, and, you know, one man's beef and another man's poison and all that sort of stuff, you know.
Well, I don't know much about that. But why don't we have another cup of tea, and then we'll be on our way?
That sounds absolutely spiffing.
Barman, 2 teas, please.
So anyway, so they drink their teas. Eric wonders what he's doing in a pub in Dublin drinking tea. Phil just wonders what he's doing in Dublin. Anyway, they meet the next morning at Eric's plane, and they take off, and it's only then when they just, you know, they start talking about where they're going. Eric.
Yes, Phil.
Where are we going?
Well, I was talking to a chap last night after you left the pub. I was talking to a man last night. You overheard our conversation there. And he told me one thing. He said, Eric, I don't want to rain on your parade, but there's no such place as the place where the most beautiful women in the world live. You know, you get ugly ones and beautiful ones all over the place. There's no way of knowing which you're going to get when you get there. So I said, I was thinking that myself. I don't know why I said it to him.
Oh. Well, okay.
So I thought, there's one thing I do know. I've heard a rumour of a place where the women, they might not be beautiful in the body. You know, they might be a bit hefty, or a bit too small, or whatever you like. They might be the opposite of that. Oh, that's okay. I don't mind. At least we can say we've explored something and discovered something. That's not the point of we're going there. We're going there for the women, man. We're not going there for so we say we can discover the place. We've never even discovered it yet. What the hell are you talking about? We're going there for the women. We're going there for hugs, mate. We're going there for some kisses. We're going there for some wives. Oh. Well, what'll I say to Bonnie when I get back? Don't say a damn thing. Okay. So, what's the story then, Eric? Well, like I say, they might not be the most shapely women. They might be a bit big. There's something that might be a bit loose and droopy and hanging down a bit too far for the likes of you and me. But one thing I can definitely guarantee on my life is they've got the most beautiful lips and the most beautiful eyes. It's like when you look into their eyes, you're like hypnotized, you know. And when you look into their lips, it's like you just want to eat them, you know. You just want to get your mouth around those lips and just bite the bloody things off, you know, and eat them. Well, I don't really think I agree to that, because, you know, I'm just in it for the discovery, really, Eric. You do what you want. I'm there for the women. So, flying along, I sort of think that this place is going to be on the southern tip of India. There's a big green mountain sticking out the sandy floor on the southern tip of India. That's where they're heading. That's where that bloke in the pub told Eric to go. And so that's where they're going. So they're flying along. And a couple of weeks later, Eric looks out the window and he sees this mountain in the distance. And he says, "Phil! Yeah? I found the bloody thing. It's over there." Oh my gosh. It looks absolutely huge. No, don't look at that. Look at the mountain. So, anyway, they head for the mountain. And they look down. They do a slow circle of the villagers down there. And they see these women standing there looking up at them. And Eric gets all excited, you know, because he can see him doing, you know, these big, you know, massive, great big eyes and massive, great big, beautiful lips, looking up at him, and he gets so excited that he starts shaking, and all of a sudden he pulls the controller out of the plane, and it comes out of his hand and flies out the window. And he says to Phil, "Phil, you're going to have to land the plane. You're going to have to land the bloody plane, mate. I can't land it from here. I got no controller." So Phil says, "Land the bloody plane, will you? Are we sure we're here?" And Eric looks and points to one of the women and says, "Look, Phil, it's Lip Island." Phil, Lip, I, land. Phil, Lip, Phil, Lip, I, land. Phil, there's Lip, I, land. Or even Phil, Lip,
I down there. So land the plane. Phil, lip, I land. Philip, Island. Phillip Island. Phil, lip. Phil, look down there. There's Lip Island. That's how I should have said it. Phillip Island. Phil, Lip Island. So they land anyway. And Eric loves it. You know, he's never coming back. Phil hates it. He got the bus back the next day. Met Bonnie at the bus station in Waterloo Station, London.
Oh, Phil, I've missed you so.
I know, honey. I mean, Bonnie. I can't believe I left you. Quick, let's go to Oxford and have some tea.
Oh, what a spiffing idea.
I wonder what Eric's doing now.
Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Just give my regards to Dublin.
Phil, Lip, I, land. Anyway, as time went on, you know, the women and Eric made a, you know, there was like a new colony of Irish Indians. What else could they do? You know, what else could they do other than build a racetrack and call it Phil Lip Island? Road Atlanta South in the car is doing all right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But there's some secrets. There's some secrets to this place. I'm going to tell you the secrets. They're good ones. They're bloody good ones. And there's a few of them. What? Even the best of the best sometimes don't do. Now, I'm not talking in the Lotus 49. I'm talking all of the other series that run here. You know, even the best of the best don't do it. And I'm going to tell you what that is. When you come out of the pits at Phil Lip Island. Phil, there's Lip Island. When you come out of the pits, just have your F3 screen on, because the racing line is pretty much there, and a lot of people just exit the pit lane that way. So just be aware, people that are going down the front straight there normally know if you're coming out of the pits, and they can just move right anyway. But just be aware, especially in the race. If you're in the race, I wouldn't even use this pit exit. I'd come down here. If you are going to come down this pit exit in the race, this is worst case scenario now. If you've messed up in your race or whatever you've done and you've got a pit and you've got to come back out. If you do choose to come down here, which you should do, this is really bumpy, and you'll be surprised at how many people just come down here and turn, and nothing happens, and you just go like that, straight off into the mud. Anyway, this is turn one. Turn one, I'll go back to the braking marker. Let's see if I can get one of these spin-outs done today. Come on, please change it. Please change it up to gear. If I could get it into first gear now. It just went, yeah, it's gone. Look, check this out. I can do that in a real car. I can spin the car around and just carry on driving off. I've done it. I've done it in front of all my mates. Promise, Gov. Anyway, braking point for turn one is really obvious. It's really easy to see. Is it that one? No, it can't be that one. Surely not. Got to be this one. Right, you want to run down this curve. Don't run down here. don't run on the track down here. Run down here. So easy to do. Just middle line that white line. Just middle of the car. That white line. There's your brake marker. That white line going across the track there. Right there. That's your brake marker. This is the first secret I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain it. Not explain. Explain. Fourth gear. Come in like that. See? And you want to get on the power so hard. In fact, you just want to. This corner sets your power ramp. I'd say. What's that? Yeah, this corner sets your power ramp pretty much. This corner and the sweeping left-hander down there to the Honda hairpin or whatever it's called. Anyway, you want to be able to floor it out of this corner. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it in this video because I've only just got it in practice. Anyway, you need to floor it out of this corner. And this right-hander, a lot of people choose to run out here like this. And then cut across and get an apex, you know, somewhere across there somewhere. I think it's better. I think it's a bit faster. Mind you, I know last time we ran here, I think Uwe was running this first line what I've just showed you. And he was making a little bit of a gain on me through this part, but I still think this is faster. I still think this is faster. So you just come hammering out of turn one there, and you just, you know, you're obviously turning right still, or you're even turning left into a skid, into a little bit of a drift, and you just come bombing down here. Don't worry about getting into the middle of the track or anything like that. Just run down here, and then just stay on this curb. Just stay right on this curb. If you stay on this curb, it pulls the car in to the corner. If you're running out here, you're just running on a normal part of the track, and you just got your normal amount of grip what you've got. There's no bumps here, so but this part, look, you can see the suspension going up and down. That pulls the car into the left. That's why I run this, and sometimes you run out wide here, but as long as you hit this apex and really cut the hell out of it, I mean like that, you know, then you can get a really good run. You need to get a really good drive out of this corner. Probably the most important part of the track, really. So turn one, that's why I want to be really good through turn one, because I want to have a little gap. I want to have a gap to whoever's chasing me when I get to this point. So I can come out here, I can have my little gap, run down this curb, and this is another corner here that sets your power ramp up. You want to be able to floor it. I think you've got your foot down all the way down around this corner. Can't remember now, but anyway, you just want to have a nice slide on. This is the same. This corner here is sort of the same as the kink in Lagos. You just want to have a really nice slide coming through here, and obviously you have to wait for the car to straighten up. So it sort of straightens up like that, and then you hit the brakes here as hard as you can, and the car's all jumping around and being a bit weird. And this is a second gear hairpin. You need a good second gear for this hairpin. So as you come flying down here, brake about here, right on that cross. See that skid mark there with the cross down across it? Right there. See that skid mark with the cross? There. Got my wheel on it now, look. That's where you want to hit the brakes. And this corner's weird as well. This corner's the same as turn one for me, really. You sort of come down here. I mean, normally the racing line sort of you should be sort of here, shouldn't you? You should be sort of turning in from. I just wondered. I just realised why it's quicker to do it on the inside. There's no camber there whatsoever. It's just flat there. But then if you come down here, which is where I go, so I'll go from behind a bit. Let's go from the hairpin, just to show you which line I use. So down here, get the brakes when you get it across there, and then just dive straight in. Early apex, early apex, early apex, early apex, early apex. And then you're flooring it by now. That acceleration zone there, the one I'm on now, is a typical one where you've got to have your foot to the floor, steering slightly straight, or adjusting the steering to keep your car straight, but foot to the floor there. This is another one. Oh, another thing about your setup. Use higher left side tyre pressures here, or equal. I normally use higher left sides here, only by half a pound. I might use 18.5s on the right and 19s on the left. This is an acceleration zone. This is another corner where you have your foot down and slide in. You really need to slide through that one to get your car to come over here. And then this corner here is all about keeping into that curve on the left. Another little secret. So if you come down here, you're in third gear. Another little secret. If you're behind someone now, you can floor it from here, and obviously your car's going to run wide if you do. It is hard and you have to be really lucky to get it done, but you can floor it and then come down here, and if the guy next to you now is a little bit early on the brakes and you're a little bit later on the brakes, you can get a position there. Second gear hairpin, is it a hairpin? It's almost a hairpin. But you need to run this curb. You need to run this curb all the way around there. And you need to trail brake this, so when you come on the brakes, I'm doing this all through memory, guys. Telling you that. So trail brake this corner, slowing down, and then when you get on power, you need this point here. You don't feed the throttle in at all. You just floor it as hard as you can, as quick as you can, to get the ass out. To get your ass out, so the car ends up facing this way, and then that's a perfect entry into this corner. You can take a bit of curb here. It's alright if you do, because the curb flattens out nicely there. And then run down here. I think this is the fourth gear corner. And I'm not 100% sure, and I won't be sure until probably Thursday, whether it's faster to run an early apex like this, like I'm doing, or a late one. So I'm not too sure, so let's just speed up a little bit. I need to get this done. I know I went through the history lesson, but I need to get this done. Watch that curb on the right, that just sucks you into the grass. So as you're coming down here, run the curb as early as you can. Look, I get on here as soon as I can. There's the braking marker, fourth gear. Stay on the power. This is where you want to be sliding now. Let's try it out. Not that much. Don't worry about running into the middle of the track. Stay on the left. Run the curb all the way around it, and then you can get on the power nice and early. Look. Run this curb on the right. Turn up at the end there. And the gears are a bit weird, so on the brakes, run this curb, run that curb. Don't worry about a late apex, just turning really early here, like that. Look, as early as that. So I'm into the corner miles too early there. I mean, up on the curb, which I didn't want to do. This is all about power. Off the power now, and then on the power hard. Get the slide going like that. That gets your car around so you can enter this one properly. Down the third gear, overrun that a little bit, but you want to stay to the left. Brake before the hill. Messed it up. Brake too late, but still stayed on the brake. I want to get on this curb all the time. You need to run that curb to the end of it. And then off to fourth gear. Off the power. No brake. And as soon as you can, full power. Let the steering straighten out like that. Then as soon as you can, get on the curb on the left so you're ready for it, ready for the braking zone. There. Let's try and nail this now. Missed the apex a bit. Yeah, that's a nice slide. See how the car slid a little bit there on the way in. Stay on the curb if you can. Hard on the power. On the curb. Off the power there, back on it again, and then hard braking, second gear, Foot to the floor. Early apex. Foot to the floor, steering straight. Ish. Still foot to the floor. Touch of brake and off the power and then on it again. Then foot to the floor, get the slide going. That was alright, I suppose. Turned in a bit early and it's over the curb, but it's still not the end of the world. Brake before the hill. This is better. Run the curb. Always run that curb. Always run that curb to the end because it sets you up perfectly for the last few corners. Really important to run that hairpin correct. I still haven't done it properly yet, but foot to the floor now, look. Even before the car's off the corner. That's the secret to being fast down the front straight. Run the blue curb, on the curb, brake for turn 1. This is better. Alright, should get a nice slide this time. No, I've messed it up. Third gear, run the curb, order on the curb, run this curb on the left, alright, wait to the end, there's the end, turn in, run that curb. Ah, that's what I do as well, I hit that edge. Right, let me just go back there while it's fresh in my memory. Alright, don't look at my incidents for this season. You will not get a 1x for doing this, but this is how you take this. So as you come down this curb, right, in 4th gear, so you turn in there. What you want to do is you want to overrun this. You want to overrun this and hit that bit of dirt there, and that pulls the car in really nicely. Ideally, you want to hit it there right at the end. All it does is just brings it back out and gets your car turned in really nice. So 2nd gear hairpin, tight on the edge. That's pretty good. Oh, another thing as well. Don't worry about running that exit curb. Let me go back and show you that. When this track first opened, it first opened along with the V8 supercar. That's how long this track's been on iRacing. 2009 or whatever. The V8 supercar was actually the Drivers' World Championship car, road car. And I remember coming here in the V8 supercar, and all the Aussies were here. And was it Jonathan Salhani? Yeah, Jonathan Salhani. We had a race here. Bless him. I really hope he watches this video by some sheer luck. But I crashed into him in turn 2 over there, and he just came on the mic and goes, "What the was that, Mick?" and I said, "Oh, sorry, really sorry about that." And then we came down here, flying down here, and I just got down to here, and as I turned in, I was met with Jonathan Salhani's V8 supercar doing about 150 miles an hour straight into my door, and I ended up over there in that gap over there. He just completely T-boned me off the track. I didn't protest him. I was going to say I should have done, but no, I shouldn't have done really. It was a long time ago, and I liked that guy anyway. Anyway, so up to 3rd gear, up to 4th gear, foot to the floor all the way through that bit there, then off the power and back on it again. Floor rate, get the arse out, that's it, perfect, there we go, that's a better line. 3rd gear, you'll floor it a little bit at the end like that, as long as you get on your brakes. So this is better, that's perfect-ish. Still wanted to run the end of that curve as well, a bit more than that, but I'm 2 temps up now because I ran that better. I'm getting better at this lap now. So foot to the floor, a little bit of a slide. I haven't got enough power ramp in the car, so I want to go down a couple of clicks or a click at least. Just get the car sliding more, especially here. explore it and see what happens. Oh no, that's pretty good. Oh no, it didn't slide at all. It didn't slide at all. Got to get a slide down on there. And same here as well. Ooh, but not that much. Oh, what's the bonus there? That's alright. So anyway, right, I'm going to go down on the power ramp a quick 1 second there. Right, I was at 50 ramp. That's no good at it. That's no good at this place. You got to have the car sliding out of these corners. So let's see what's like at turn 1 now. Should be a lot better. So my entry and slidey maybe. Might need to go down to 40. But I don't know. This is right. This should be the telltale corner. That's better. See how the car's straightened up on the exit? That's all just because I put my foot down. Gives you a better drive out of these slow corners as well. Less wheel spin. Turning early, don't worry about it. Wide entry here. Flat shift now. Notice I straighten the steering wheel up right on the shift up there. Did you see that? That's a must if you're gonna, you know you're gonna get a bit of wheel spin. Just straighten the steering wheel up. That's all I'm doing is when I'm coming out these corners, especially if I'm flat shifting from second to third. There's so much power going through the drivetrain from second to third gear. You can't have the steering wheel turn. Alright, let's see how we go. Perfect. Time's dripping off. Dripping off. Ooh, right, I messed this up. No, not too bad. Yeah. I might mess this up as well. I'll get it in a couple of laps and then I'll let you know when I've got it right. Yeah, it's a pretty good power ramp now though. Might need a little bit of tweaking with the shocks. See how the car just turns round to the left there? It's just because of the power look. So again, I'll flat shift here. Didn't need to do anything with the steering, there's so much grip there. See about this one. Yeah, just a little touch of steering to straighten the car up just on the upshift. There's the gear coming out. Ooh. Caught the second gear with my fingernail on the paddle shift. And then I've overheated the tyres, which is what I did at Road of Mountains just a minute ago. And crashed it. He's crashed. Right, we're on the curb, Mickey boy. Run this little flat curb and hard on the power. Get the car turned in. I'm on the power now. Even though the car's slowing down, I was on the power. Right, let's see how we go. Try and get a good lap in. Brakey. Hard on the power. Little tiny bit of a slide there. But the car feels quite safe now as it goes. Came off that curb too soon really. Touch that dirt, there you go, that's perfect. That's all power ramp there, bringing the back of the car around. I had to run that wide though, because I missed my braking point. Off the power and then on it again, half throttle now and then full throttle to get the back out. Perfect. The fastest way to get into this corner. can't drive this car with it fully gripped up and be quick. It's just not how it happens in this car. Right, it's down the curb. That's pretty good. Gives you a perfect entry into that corner. Early apex that time. I don't think it actually matters. Just fight the steering now on the exit. Don't take your foot off. Try one more lap. So run the curb. Fourth gear. This is better. This is better. Foot to the floor now. There's the slide. Just a little bit. That's all you need. Just that little bit of slide. Doesn't matter if you run wide here, as long as you hit this apex like that. Try and hit the dirt again. That's too much. It's a 1X. It's a pretty good second gear, I must admit. Even there, where I lost the rear end, I didn't take my foot off, I just used the steering to keep it straight. Or to keep it on track, I mean. Run a little bit of that curb off the power, then hard on it now, get the rear out, then down gear, stay on this blue curb, yeah, that's it, that's perfect. Comes off, it always comes off like that, there. As long as you get back on it, let's see how we get on this curb, yeah, that's good, that's pretty much spot on. So you do want to leave, you do want to miss the curve at the end of it. I've got to sort my third gear out, it's a bit too low for that corner. Don't like that third gear. Fourth gear with it. Scary. Anyway, let's try a couple of laps without talking, if I can. Hard on the power. Slight slide there. Yeah, that's nice. I will talk through this one because at the moment it's going pretty well. That's it. That's the power. On the mud a little bit. Right on the edge of that curve there, it's perfect. Just brings the car round to the left. Always aiming for that bit of dirt. Always, every single lap. To the floor all the way through here, even now, then off, half throttle, run this curve and then foot to the floor, get the back out like that, perfect that is. Run this curve, it will jump off it there, but as long as you come back like that, you're pretty good. And then run the curve, yeah, that's pretty good. Run this curve, yeah, that's good. Go for early apex. I like early apexes, I think. So it can keep the power in a little bit slower than I have been. There. Oh, we've got 28.3 is my fastest lap there. I can't remember what a fast lap is here. It's just default weather anyway. So yeah, the secret is slide round turn one, or enter turn one, sort of late apex, and then just really mash the throttle down on the exit. Don't feed it in. Don't keep the car gripped up on the exit of turn one. Lose the back end. Aim to lose the back end and steer into it. Same with this corner. Just keep the steering as straight as you can as you got your foot down hard. Fourth gear down here. My gears aren't set up that well here, really, I must admit. But as you come down here, notice that's the line I'm taking. Always aim for that little bit of mud down left, like that. Just brings the car around to the left like that. And then you brake right on that white bit of the curve there. Brake as hard as you can. There's loads of grip down here. There's a lot of grip at this track. Run the blue and whites on the edge. Second gear. Don't run up this curb too much. It really upsets the car on the exit. Don't worry about running out here on that exit. That was the other thing I meant to say to you. So I normally come out of here. Let's have a look. Let's just have a little quick test to see where that comes. See where that exit is. Woo! Look at the colour of the sea, isn't it lovely? Love to come here. Anyway, so second gear down to here. So yeah, so just run the mid. You don't have to go on the exit of the track. Look, that's perfect line. That is just the middle of the track. Early turn in here. Don't run up this curb on the left. And then hard on the power. Just watch in case you just lose the back end over that curb. If you lose the back end of that curb, you've got to lift off. There's a guy that lives in that little hut over there on the left. He's going to be pretty scared if you keep your foot down if you're on that mud. That bloke who lives in there. So foot down all the way, foot down as hard as you can, all the way, keep your foot down, keep your foot down. Set your power ramp for that corner. Set your power ramp for turn 1, or set your car up, I should say, not your power ramp. Set your car up for turn 1, the left-hander down to the hairpin, and this acceleration zone. And you'll be fine. Or even just set it up for the last turn, and you'll be pretty good if you can keep your foot down all the way through the last turn and not lose speed. Don't understeer, you'll be fine. But anyway, half throttle around here. I normally aim for a bit of this curb, because the reason why I aim for this curb is because when it jumps off like that, when it jumps off the curb, I've got my foot full down in 4th gear, and that's what gets the rear to come out. And that's what you want. You don't want the car gripped up on any acceleration zone. You don't want it, but here especially, I'm talking at this track, you know, not at this corner. You know, you don't want the car gripped up on any of the acceleration zones. Only the 2nd gear exits on the slow corners. It's the only time you want the car gripped up. So, well, it should be over here now. Running this curve, 3rd gear, just steering like that. The corner tightens up there, so you're going to run wide here like this. There's nothing you can stop, so stop that, it doesn't matter. Then you brake before the downhill part, look. So, brake about there. 2nd gear. Take that curb, even run the dirt on that edge. If you can get away with it, if you don't get a 1X. Even try and run the dirt. All that happens is when you run these little edges of these curves, it just pulls the car around more. You know, it's as if you've set up the car to have more oversteer. You know, it's brilliant. But anyway, stay off this high bit of this curve. But you know, so you can run about as much as that, but then you can cut across this edge of this one, and then you're up to 4th gear. And there's one thing you do have to watch out for this entry. As you go through your practice, what normally happens with me is I go through my practice sessions and I normally just run wider and wider and wider outside of this blue curve, and sometimes what normally happens is you turn in for that one and look, my wheel just hits the dirt there and it just pulls you off into that tyre barrier over there on the right. So you've got to watch out for that. I've done that. I've hit those tyres before in this car. So yeah, so 4th gear. Hammer it down the straight. Let's try one more lap. Just one more. So hit the brakes on the line, 4th gear. Foot to the floor. Just jab it down like that. Look, perfect that was. Look where the car is, right out in the middle of the track, just because I lost the rear end. I wasn't actually expecting it to lose it that much, but that was perfect. Turn in at the end of the curve there, aim for the little dust bit there, perfect, foot to the floor. Worry about keeping it in a straight line, try not to aim up that curve too much. Don't worry about that never really loses your time in that corner. Off the throttle. Back on it again as hard as you can. You have to do it. If you didn't do that, you just understeer straight off the track. We'll go for another lap because this one's a bit of a scrappy one. So stay off. That's alright. Yeah, that's And that's the Phillip Island track guide. I've given you all the secrets. You know what you're doing. I'll share. Well, I won't share this set because this set ain't right for this track. I will share a set though. So yeah. So I'll see you when the track opens.